was trying to test Sayyidina Khidr salam, because he was very external, not very internal, very harsh and tough, but not spiritual. And as a result, trying to calibrate who is Sayyidina Khidr, dangerous character. Because you never think you know the shaykh, even if you studied him and went through all his biometrics and read everything, you won't. You'll never know the shaykh, because the shaykh is only a reflection of you. That he's going to hide his reality, and the most you'll know is about yourself. Sayyidina Musa then began his journey with the unseen Naqshbandi shaykh. He goes to the first test is the ship, and on that ship they say that this boat owned by a pious person, shaitan is coming to take all these boats, an evil king is coming to take all these boats. Allah doesn't want this pious man's rizq to be hijacked by these shayateen. Push the boat into the water, make a hole into this boat. And again Sayyidina Musa is only by himself alayhi salam, and he puts a hole into the boat and the boat sinks. And he was very upset that why we are breaking this boat, this man has nothing. And the tariqah is coming and then teaching from that reality, with that boat is the man's rizq. And if shaitan takes a hold of the man's rizq, he will have no path, because the shaitan will take him and run. They come to the tariqah, lots of barakah, lots of things they think are opening as illusions and delusions, and they take it and run. But what Allah wants then, this is now a system. So when people say, why? Because Allah has in Qur'an that this is a system. That when the guidance is coming, Sayyidina Musa is being taught by Sayyidina Khidr, this is how we guide, this is how Allah guides from the spiritual realm. Sayyidina Musa is more worried about the appearance of breaking someone's boat, because nobody can see Sayyidina Khidr. So he's just sitting there saying, oh, what are the people going to think of me? This again, social media and the fear of what other people will say about it. Why you look like this, why you do like this, why you have to follow him versus what, follow who, you? But these are all of the social fears that even Sayyidina Musa thousands of years ago is expressing. That how am I going to do this? Nobody can see this man and I'm breaking this boat. One, that was the danger, and two, that why are we breaking this boat? He was upset with the command. But we'll teach the reason right at that same time. And later Sayyidina Khidr explained it, but we'll put it for right now. The Sayyidina Khidr explained to him that this man's rizq is here and this king is coming to take it. Means shaitan comes to take your rizq and spend it in his direction. And Rahman comes and teaches you, no, that rizq wasn't yours to do as you wanted. This is the concept of Islam. Islam is that the house is owned by Allah, you're merely a guest. But most guests, they come in and put the silverware in their pocket and think they're going to run out, they're going to take it. But Allah like, where are you taking it? You're going into the grave, you can put all the gold in your pocket you want, you're not taking anything with you. When they don't understand they're not taking it with them, so where are they going with it? You're allowed to use it. And from that you are supposed to spend it in Allah's way. But if shaitan grabs the rizq and grabs the sustenance, that servant will be lost. So then the tariqah guidance, true guidance is you feel all of a sudden your rizq is being shook at all times and shaken. And only through that rizq you get the attention of the shaykh. Why? Because you say, my rizq is not there, please pray for me, please pray for me for an opening, please pray for me for an opening. And they keep praying and they keep teaching you that do what is important to Allah. Nothing is a coincidence, nothing is lost by coincidence, everything is under Allah's plan. As soon as you're enrolled, you wanted, you didn't want, they shut that tap. What came easy to you won't come easy to you anymore until you understand their system. And that's the miraculous nature of guidance. They say they have a lot of power but you don't see it. They have a lot of authority but you don't know it. It's just within their hands turning of a signal. When the signal's turned, that opens. When that signal's turned off, it's shut and nobody can open it. And that's under Sifat al-Aziz. in Surah Al-Yusuf, Ya Malik al-Aziz. Why? Because Prophet is Malik al-Aziz. If the decree comes from Prophet, shut it. It's locked, that tap nobody can open. If Prophet says open it, the tap is opened. But this gift that Allah gave to Prophet, why? Because this was a Muhammadan guide that Bani Israel was trying to understand. If that control and gift is given, that's true guidance. Because how can you guide somebody who's completely independent doing whatever they want? As soon as you call them to come, they say, oh I'm so busy, I'm making so much money, there's no way I can see you. So no problem. They shut the tap, you'll be right there on the carpet begging. They open the tap, everything's working. So it's very simple, tick, 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 flip the tap. As a result of that, that has an immense secret and guidance. So Sayyidina Khidr was being upset that why we did like that, but again the wisdom is that you were supposed to be patient. Don't look through your sharia eyes judging him. Because Allah said, I'm sending you to one of my servants, he's in sharia but not the level you understand. Because his obedience and his tawakkul is directly from the heavens. When Allah said, do it, the sharia is, he listened, samina wa ata'na, is done. So had he been patient, he would have realized. Later he told him that you're complaining about this boat and the rizq of this boat, but your mom threw you in a basket. Which according to your sharia, that was really horrific. Who throws a baby in a basket? But there was a hikmah and a wisdom because there were guardians guarding that basket to deliver that child safely to a destination. So you're also the result of this basket. Why? Because Sayyidina Khidr is teaching that, look, you're not looking into my life. Allah didn't send you to come watch my life. He actually allowed you to accompany me and I'm going to show you your life. He was upset about the boat and then he realized, wait, this is about you. Your mom threw you in a basket, this is your story today. And then he was shocked. Yeah, my mom did put me in a basket. They went to the second test. And the second test was a boy who had a very evil nature and pious family. And by command of Allah, the child dropped dead. Nobody had to hit them, there's nobody seen. When people die, they die. There's an angel of death standing right there for everyone who passes. And Sayyidina Khidr is there, Sayyidina Musa is there, and say, look, he was playing, why all of a sudden he passed out and died? And he said, because Allah wants that. He said, but why? Everything was okay. He said, but it's okay in your eyes, but Allah knows. So later again because he's getting upset and he's now a Prophet of Allah becoming upset at Sayyidina Khidr that why is happening? Then again he's being forced to explain Allah's why, which there is no explaining God's why. We're not a people that ask why, we're the people from Prophets. Other communities ask why. We don't ask why, we say samina wa ata'na, we hear and we follow. We hear and we obey whatever Allah has written for us. And so why that had to happen, then he had to explain to him that these are pious parents and this child on this path was going to be very difficult on the parents and abusive to the parents and hard upon the parents. Allah decided it's better to end that, we'll send him and send them a more pious child with a better written destiny. Only Allah knows what's in Allah's program. What comes in Allah's will, what leaves is in Allah's will. We just become saddened in the middle because we don't understand Allah's will and we haven't seen the end. But what kind of difficulty that may have been that Allah saved us from. At that